Hi and welcome to the Valentia Photography Workshops YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to look at how to boost the tones and colours in your photographs in 3 easy steps using Adobe Lightroom Classic. So we've got an image lined up here, and the 3 easy steps are quite simply using the develop module. We use the histogram, the point curve, which is under the tone curve, and the shadow slider, and that's it. And each change you make, or each image you change using this method, should, once you get used to it, will take a matter of seconds. And I'll talk you through the stages and how I do it. So histogram, first of all. Let's look at the histogram, and the curve on a histogram should start in the bottom left hand corner and end in the bottom right hand corner for most images. Some that are predominantly dark or predominantly bright with white tones won't necessarily do that, but if there's a good range of tones, you should get the curve going from that left hand corner to that right hand corner. And we can see that this one doesn't. There's a flat line over on the right hand side, and that means, and we can see it in the photograph, that the image is slightly underexposed. So the first step then is to correct that imbalance and bring the tones, or bring the curve, to both corners. So I'm going to put my cursor over on the whites. You can see it says whites under there, and we get this sort of double arrowed cursor, and I'm left clicking and gently pulling to the right, and that's bringing the curve over into the corner. And already you can see that the tones are brightening up. Now, to be a little bit more precise, if we put that back to where it was, if we hold the Alt key, and then as we start to click and drag, the screen goes blank, and then as we pull more to the right, we'll start to gently see some little bright spots appear. There's one there, tiny little, and that's the white clipping. We just want that to just appear, and that will give us a fairly accurate exposure level. We could even just go slightly back on that because the whites can be quite bright. If you've got a lot of bright white tones, then you might want to pull the highlights down as well. Well, I'll leave those for now. Then the next stage, so we've done the histogram, we've corrected the exposure imbalance, if there was one. And then the next stage is to go down to the tone curve in the develop panel, and we want to use the point curve. So we'll click this grey circle, second from the left, and that gives us the point curve under the tone curve. Now, we're not going to play around with the graph here at all. We're just going to come to where it says point curve at the bottom, and there's a drop down menu, and we're going to click medium contrast, and that's it. And you can see that the tones at the back have become darker, and generally the tones look stronger. Now, if you think that's enough, then that's enough. Leave it. Personally, I often find that this adjustment can make the tones a little bit too dark. So then I would come back to the shadows and just boost the shadows a little bit. So the darker tones are just lifted a little bit. Here again, because we've got a lot of white tones, we might just bring the slider down for the highlights, and that's it. I mean, there are other things you can do, vibrance and sharpening, one or two other adjustments, and I'll show you those in another video. Okay, I'll just give well, actually, if we just look at the YY button here, we can see the before and after, and there's a huge difference from where we started in that image and where we ended up. And that's it, and short and simple, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.